We're going to go through the entire schedule for the Broncos and hand out some wins and some losses. But first, are you excited to see Russell Wilson play for the Broncos? I'm not talking pictures coming out of OTAs, training camp, mini camp, and all that good stuff. Now, I'm ready to see him play week 1 in Seattle. If you are too, hit that thumbs up icon to start today's show. What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson, and I'm going to go game by game of the 2022 schedule for the Broncos and hand out some predictions, wins and losses. Now, I want to preface with this. I'm not a huge fan of this. I know we all do it. Everyone wants to start predicting stuff before it even happens, but the NFL can change so week to week, so it's really not easy to do this at all, or not fair, I should say. But hey, let's have a little fun. Let's quickly remind ourselves of the schedule that got leaked, that came out yesterday. Week 1, Monday Night Football in Seattle. Home opener against Houston. Sunday night home game against the Niners. Then they go to Vegas, take on the Raiders. So a lot of primetime games. Thursday Night Football, Week 5, home against the Colts. Then they go to L.A. Monday night against the Chargers. Back home against the Jets before going over to London to take on the Jags. Then they enjoy a nice week off in Week 9. On the road in Tennessee in Week 10. Back home in Week 11 against Vegas. Week 12, they head over to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Week 13, 2 straight road games as they go up north from Carolina and take on Baltimore. Return back for a Sunday night matchup against the Chiefs in Week 14. Kyler Murray and company comes to town Week 15, all before Week 16 against the Rams on the road Christmas Day. Week 17 at Arrowhead against the Chiefs, and they wrap up the season after that long sentence, Week 18 home game against the Chargers. So, predict the Broncos 2022 record for me. I'll give you my prediction at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But let me know right off the bat right there. After going through all 18 weeks and 17 games, what's the Broncos' final record going to be? Week 1, I think they start off with a bang. A win in the huge rematch, the huge revenge game, I should say, for Drew Lock, of course. No, I'm done with my jokes there. I think Week 1, Monday night, I know it's going to be a lot of emotions for Russ, returning home right out of the gates, but still, I think the Broncos come out on top. Week 2, I've got a win against the Texans at home in their home opener, which is the Broncos always playing on the road to start the season, I feel like. So Week 2, home opener. They start things off 2-0. Week 3, make it 3 in a row. How about the Niners losing on Sunday Night Football? I haven't heard great things about Trey Lance so far in San Francisco. So there's some potential buzz about, maybe that's an easier game on Sunday night. But let's dive more into that Broncos-Seahawks matchup. I wish it wasn't Week 1. If I got to pick, I would have put it around the Week 4 range. Let Wilson get a little more comfortable with this new playbook, new team, new offense, new everything before he has the most emotional game of his career. Now, it's going to be fun on Monday night, and then all the cameras and everything's going to be there for him. It's also going to be weird because it's going to be the first good ESPN Monday night booth in how long? Since Gruden and Tirico? I'm going to miss Steve Levy. I hated it. I thought he was horrible, but I loved him because it was that funny. All right, Week 4. I'm sorry. I know. This is not going to go over well, but I have them losing to the Raiders in Vegas. If you came here for a 17-0 prediction, you came to the wrong spot. I can't do it, and I don't see them starting off 4-0. It's a new coaching staff on the road, Vegas. They got Devontae Adams. The Raiders have had the Broncos number for a while, longer than we'd like to admit, so we'll give them a win right there. Before we get to the rest of my record prediction, though, help us reach 8,000 subscribers. We're less than 100 away. So be the lucky person that gets us over that great milestone. Hit that big red button, because I don't know any of the Broncos YouTube channel that puts out free daily content covering your favorite team. Week 5, back-to-back losses. I know. Colts at home, Thursday Night Football. Here's the thing. The Colts always win a game they're not supposed to early in the season. Remember a couple of years ago when the Chiefs were undefeated on Monday Night Football and the Colts came to town and they beat them at their place and it made no sense how it happened? Yeah, this is a good kind of heat check reminder of there's going to be upsets. It's not going to be chalk. And this is one of those times. But they bounce back with back-to-back primetime games. I think they have 7 primetime games when they go to LA and beat the Chargers. And now they get a bit of a rhythm as they return home for an easy cupcake game against the Jets. I don't think the Jets are going to be good at football whatsoever. That's not much of a surprise. So before we show the next game, which Broncos game would you want to go to? Do you want to go to a division matchup? You know, whether it's, hey, I've always wanted to go to Arrowhead or see the new SoFi or Legion Stadium. Or, personally, I love going to games of teams you don't face often. You know what I'm saying? So, a fun one to go to, of course, would be the Jags in London. Go to Wembley Stadium. No, I think they're playing at White Hart Lane, where Tottenham plays, actually. But anyway, Week 8, Jaguars. I got it being a win. Come on. Maybe they lose, but I'm not going to lose my job right now because I'm going to predict that being a loss. So give me a win right there. 3 straight as they get ready for their bye. But a deeper dive at this interesting London matchup here as the Broncos get across the pond, take a ferry or two. Listen, it's going to suck waking up for a 7:30 a.m. kickoff. Make sure you have ESPN Plus. Write that down now. You know, it's like Step Brothers. Write it down so you don't forget because it's not going to be on CBS, Fox, NBC, ESPN. Well, it's going to be ESPN Plus, but you got to get the subscription. Week 9 is a bye. When teams play in London, they get to pick when their bye week is. Usually 95% of the time, they pick after the London matchup. Week 10, it's going to be tough to go across the country and play Tennessee, which is just never an easy team to play. The Titans, for whatever reason, are always a tough out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they're going to be the 1 seed this year. But at home, yeah, maybe Denver is looking ahead a little bit here because they got a big matchup with the Chiefs coming up. So they sleepwalk into a tough Nissan Stadium opponent and matchup. I want to tell everyone watching about what's going on over at BetUS. So that's our proud sportsbook partner. And they're giving you a 125% deposit bonus. And what that means is if you go to chatsports.com/bet, and you use promo code Broncos125, they give you a 125% deposit bonus. Week 1 odds are going to be coming out soon if they haven't already, but this is already out for sure. AFC West odds. I think Denver at plus 250 is an absolute steal. If you were to bet $100, you'd win $250. Pretty good odds right there for a team that was in last place in the division a year ago to get all the way to number 1. So ride with me. Make your bets at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Broncos125. After losing to the Titans, I've got them bouncing back for a win at home against the Raiders. Kind of ending, I wouldn't say the streak because they lost both games last year. They split before that. But you get the gist of like the Raiders just kind of having that number for the Broncos lately. Week 12, I think the Panthers are going to be the worst team in football. If they trot out there with Matt Corral and Sam Darnold, I don't know who's going to be worse. So, easy win there on the road. Entering the home stretch of games, but first, what is the Broncos' toughest game this season? You know, I don't think we've seen it yet on the schedule. So, let me know what you think. I think it might be this one, which they get a win in. Week 13 at the Ravens. Never easy playing in Baltimore, especially late in the season. Because you know Harbaugh and that offense is just going to be moving like machines. But still, I think the Broncos find a way to pick up a huge win entering a tough stretch, including Chiefs at home. Sunday night win. There we go. There's the win. There's the end of the drought. This is hopefully the end of Kansas City running away with the AFC West. 6 straight years now. Not going to be 7. It's been... I don't want to say how long, but sadly close to a decade. Closer to a decade than further from a decade since Denver has last beaten Kansas City, but that ends tonight. We can all do miracle speeches before that game kicks off, but I got to win at home on Sunday Night Football. And just ride the good high into Week 15. Cardinals, Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray. First off, Kyler in the cold, not going to happen. Kyler late in the season, Cliff, that company shuts down after like week 7 or 8. Not concerned about this game at all, even though the Cardinals are a good team. Now we got to come back to earth a little bit. Week 16 at the Rams. It's really difficult to make out what the Rams are going to be this year. You know what I mean? Like, do they get their 1 ring and they're like, all right, all the trades, say F them picks was worth it? We can kind of kick back now. I still think the Rams are going to be a bit of a disappointing team this year, but they pick up a home win on Christmas in front of their friends and family. Week 17, a loss to the Chiefs. I know I just gave that great speech about beating the Chiefs. I don't think in year one, Hackett and Wilson sweep the Chiefs, though. Give me that in 2023. They do end the season on a good note with a win against the Chargers in Week 18. So, after 18 weeks of football and 17 games, I got the Broncos going 12-5. Let's look at this thing as a big whole picture, though. So, I like the idea of going into, who doesn't? Going into the bye, I got the Broncos at 6-2. Pretty fair to me, I would say. Again, I can't give you a 17-0 prediction. Just not going to happen. But I think the losses, they kind of seem a little right. A couple home losses, some tough losses on the road like Tennessee and Vegas, and then a bit of a surprising loss on Thursday night against a unique, interesting Colts team, we'll say. And then, you want to get hot of a good time? How about the second half of the season, rattling off 5 straight wins, coming off that bye down the stretch here, from Vegas to Arizona, and then 2 losses, sure, but road losses and tough games at LA and at Kansas City, and then a home win against the against the Chargers to wrap up the season and put them at 12-5. So that's my record prediction. One last time, what do you got the Broncos doing? I got them going 12-5, and I think that is enough for a playoff spot. Will it be enough to win the division? Hopefully Kansas City doesn't go 13-4, but I can kind of see it happening. Maybe this is not the year. Maybe it's year 2. No, good vibes only. Denver wins the division. Speak it into existence. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us on today's show. I'm going to catch up with you later with more Broncos news and rumors.